begins the craziness of high school basketball. These two programs have been the cream of the crop in the Girls City League here in Boston. Always fun to see the future of Boston basketball. Boy going to work. Somehow gets it to go, and the foul. Jordan off the up fake.
That's the kind of control finish you want to have.
Aiden from way downtown.
Big play to follow up that push.
The Tech Boston Bears have won back-to-back championship in 2019. Hello, Boston, and welcome to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. As tonight, we have the rubber match between two neighborhood rivals as the Tech Boston Bears will be taking on the Latin Academy Dragons. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, tonight we have a matchup of two teams that have played each other twice already in the regular season. They split the regular season series, including an instant classic we saw earlier in the year when Latin Academy won in overtime.
That overtime game was crazy. A lot of fun, though. Like you said, it's more than just a regular tiebreaker. There's a lot at stake. Both these teams are looking to increase their seeding.
That's right.
In the upcoming state tournament. Plus, you have the pride of the city championship, and as you mentioned, you got the tiebreaker. They're 1-1 right now.
That's right. You know, we look at the Tech Boston Bears, the two-time defending city and state champions, and one player who's been on both those teams, and we've been watching him since his freshman season, has been Shamar Browder. He had another great game last night for the Tech Boston Bears. Just a phenomenal player for the Bears.
Oh, yeah, and quite frankly, he's the guy who gets the engine going. Everything starts with him. He's at the top of their defense, gets a lot of steals, gets a lot of drives to the basket. Even though he doesn't have a whole lot of height, he plays big. He gets offensive rebounds, he gets putbacks, he can shoot from the outside, but he loves physical contact going to the basket.
No question. Is able to finish in a numerous bunch of ways around the rim, too, for the Tech Boston Bears. He would like nothing more than to finish off his senior season with another city championship. That would be 3 for him. Meanwhile, on the other side for Latin Academy, you know, one player who, frankly, comes off the bench for Latin Academy, but he's their leading scorer. He's our spotlight player tonight, Abdullahi Aiden, who hit the game winner in the city semifinals last night.
Well, not only the game winner, everyone who likes long three-point shooting, Aiden is your guy. He comes off the bench, like you said. He accepts that role. As a matter of fact, he takes pride in that role, loves to score. We talked about him before when we had him earlier in the season about being that Lou Williams effect as a bench player who's one of the team's leading scorers. You mentioned the three-pointer he hit last night in the semifinals. Not only did he hit it, he made it over his older brother. Played at New Mission, so that'll go down in Aiden family lore for some years now. But
talk about bragging rights. Here's that game winner.
There you go. Yeah, it's amazing. He, as deep as he is, it's amazing how consistent he is. And as we mentioned, we actually had the overtime game during the season when Latin Academy was able to beat Tech Boston with a huge comeback in overtime. Aiden actually had some drives to the basket, had steals defensively, as well as his three-point shooting. So Tech Boston, obviously one of the top teams in the city, has a lot to worry about when Aiden comes off that bench.
No question. Also a facilitator for Latin Academy in that win back on January 24th. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, who's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. 2 years ago, Tech Boston was the new kid on the block in the Boston City Championship game, but playing in their third consecutive city title game, Johnny Williams said his team, it's kind of a little bit of old news. Obviously still a big game. They're a little bit less nervous. They're a little bit more focused on getting ready, not only for the cities, but also for the states. On the opposite side for Boston Latin Academy, it's been a while. All the way back in 1998 when Dan Bunker was a senior on that team. He remembers the last time they won the city title in 1993. He was an 8th grader, not even playing on the varsity team at that point. They brought him up for states, and he hit a key three-pointer late. But asked what it means to be coaching in a city championship game, he says it's a little bit surreal. It's been 22 years. They hope they end the drought tonight. Guys?
Seth, thanks very much. So you got two polar opposites. You got the Tech Boston Bears. They're actually in their 4th city championship, looking for their 3rd straight title. Meanwhile, Latin Academy hasn't been here in over 2 decades.
In a while, right?
So
you're talking about Coach Dan Bunker played here last before any of his players were born.
That's right. It's just amazing when you look at those kind of numbers and those kind of milestones. So this should be a good one here at Madison Park High School for the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. It's Tech Boston taking on Latin Academy, round 3 here in the 2020 season. Folks, going to head to break. When we come back, for the opening tap here from the Matadome in Roxbury right after these messages. Don't go away.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things,
But they're all pure love.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
My son Andrew was always a joy to be around. I always taught him to be accepting of other people. That's why when Andrew was suddenly fired from his teaching job for being gay, my heart just broke. As a parent, how do you prepare your child for something like that? I hope we get to a place where people will be treated with respect, equality, and love.
145 over 92.
180 over 111.
I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Lowering your high blood pressure could save you from a heart attack or stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included, and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury as we're just getting set to go for the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. It's the defending state champion and city champion Tech Boston Bears taking on the Latin Academy Dragons. Latin Academy in the yellow uniforms with the black trim. Tech Boston in the black uniforms with the red and white trim. And I'm going to get you the starting lineups before we get going here at Madison Park. And first up, it's Latin Academy's AAC Lawson, Santos, Stuppard, Ali, and Wogarin. Meanwhile, for Tech Boston, it's Nunez, Browder, Brown, Barnes, and Norman. There's actually a couple of late changes there for Tech Boston. It's going to be Elliott Williams and Rakeem Butler in there for the Bears. Wogarin wins the opening tap, but it gets tapped out of bounds, so Tech Boston will actually gain first possession of the game. As we mentioned, these two teams split the regular season series.
Starting out straight man for Latin Academy. It's a steal right away.
Yeah, well, Guerin comes up with the steal.
He's Lawson with the ball. I think he's going to be a key player for Latin Academy. They'll talk it and reset. Officials have to figure out how many seconds to put back in the shot clock.
I would assume they'll maybe put 20 up there.
Yeah, I guess it's as good as anybody else's. There you go, 25. All right.
Luis Pena, former Madison Park Cardinal, over there is a spotter for the scorers table. So I think Luis did a good job helping them out. Academy trying to get the ball in as Nunez is trying to come up with the steal, but Santos stepped out of bounds. So that's going to go back to Tech Boston.
Again, Alan Nunez is doing a lot of things defensively, mainly on the ball. Forced that turnover.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Browder. Alan Nunez has been just as involved with Tech Boston since his freshman season as Browder has. As there you see Shamar converting inside.
Talked about in the open, even with Browder's lack of size, he just loves getting to the basket. His quickness actually makes up for lack of size.
Emo Stuppard couldn't finish inside. That's off of Latin Academy back to Tech Boston. Tech Boston Bears defeated Jeremiah Burke in the city semifinals yesterday. Meanwhile, Latin Academy with that last-second win over New Mission off that Abdullahi Aiden 3 at the buzzer.
Deep three-pointer.
Another turnover for Latin Academy. Williams lost it, and he's whistled for the travel. Two to nothing Tech Boston here with a minute and a half gone by in the first quarter.
Straight man to man, but Latin Academy knows Tech Boston plays the passing lanes. Nice shot by Lawson.
Mason Lawson elbow jumper ties it up at 2.
Always helps to get to hit that first one.
Browder, top of the key, gets his shot deflected inside.
Swallowed up on that one. A couple of guys could have blocked.
Santos off the up fake, loses it inside. Nunez picks it up quickly up to Browder. Browder can't get the layup to go, but he's going to get 2 free throws. Santos whistled for the foul.
Yeah, that quickness of Tech Boston. That's why they're defending champions at both the city and state. There's a reaching foul on Santos. The quickness is just until you play them, it's tough to to really imagine. A lot of teams during the course of the last 2 state tournaments, when they've won their championship, a couple of their opponent teams looked at the roster. The heights are there, and the smallest team, not much size at all. They beat all sizes. They used it. They did the same way: speed, quickness, and defense.
Lawson step back 3. Can't get it to go. Bulgarian can't get the putback after the rebound. Williams comes up with the rebound that time for Tech Boston. Like you mentioned, Bears graduated a couple seniors, but didn't really gain much height, so they still have mostly guards out there.
The beat goes on. You see, he used the same system.
But Kim Butler buries a 3 for the Bears. Stretches their lead out to 5.
So the challenge for Latin Academy in gold is they've got to really keep their calm the entire game.
Emo Stufford going to the rim.
Strong drive to get started with something.
The Latin Academy senior gets the hoop in the harm.
Watch it. Strong to the right. Latin Academy, for some reason, had nobody step over. Saw the height on that layup by Shumpert.
Stufford no good on the free throw. Guerin can't get the putback. Nunez comes up with it for Tech Boston. Butler trying to feed it inside. Stufford comes away with the steal. Lawson sees an opening all the way to the rim. Cuts the Tech Boston lead down to 1 as we come up on the midway point of the first quarter.
Huge crowd, Pat. It's really packed in here.
Alan Nunez from the parking lot.
Tech Boston for the last few years, Johnny Williams says if you're open and it's in your range, let it go.
I guess that's Alan's range, close to the scorer's table.
He does a little bit of everything. He actually likes to drive to the basket.
Aiden can't connect from long distance.
Ball hit the wires, out of bounds. It bounced high and hit the guide wire.
4-point lead for the Bears. Corner 3 from Butler. Boy, Tech Boston keeps this 3-point shooting up. Yeah, that's the second 3 from Butler.
Him, and then he's got Nunez got one.
7-point lead for Tech Boston. Aiden corner 3. He's fouled on the 3.
Alvarado doesn't. Yeah, that's an uncharacteristic play for him. He usually closes out well. Watch Aiden. They hit it right in the arm. Yeah. Aiden's in the game a lot earlier than usual. Danny Bunker knows that he's got to have scoring early to keep pace with Tech Boston.
Abdullahi knocks down the second after missing the first. Two for 3 from the line is Abdullahi Aiden. That's the Tech Boston lead down to 5 here with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Nunez with another 3.
I'll tell you, Danny Bunker's going to have to make a change in this half-court defense because they're packing it below the foul line, and that's giving wide open looks from three-point line. That's 4 here in the first few minutes for Tech Boston.
Aiden was trying to answer, but couldn't connect. Here comes Williams. Williams, beautiful pass inside of Browder.
Tech Boston always has cutters from the weak side. You gotta be alert for that.
They extends the Bears' lead to 10 here with 2:28 left to go in the first quarter. Latin Academy calls the timeout.
And the funny thing about that, the way Latin Academy was playing that zone, they were packing below the foul line to prevent those cuts from the weak side. But it's just so quick and unexpected that quick passing and unselfishness gives you a 10-point early lead.
Here's one more look at it.
You see, Aiden was actually there, but all it takes is a half step. Browder, as quick as he is, as soon as he touches it, he's putting it up on the backboard.
Yeah, beautiful pass from Williams. He has 5 assists here in the first quarter so far for Tech Boston. And if you're Latin Academy, you see Tech Boston hitting all these threes, you know how they can go to the rim with their quickness.
Right. Well, the thing is, you can't.
You got to kind of pick your poison right now.
Well, yeah, but he could do a number of things. I mean, Bunker could go man-to-man, just match up, or you can't just go three crazy. You can't say, well, okay, they've made 4, we got to make 4 real quick. You can't do that, because it can definitely go backwards for you. I mean, Lawson, like I said, he's going to be key. He got a couple of hoops early.
Router off the steal. Finishes the layup down the other end.
That is a bad pass by Lawson. But again, you got to keep your cool. Aiden has to be aware that whenever Browder's on him, Lawson again trying for the 3.
Muhammad Ali trying to chase after the loose ball. It's Nunez coming up with it. Out to Williams. Tries to dump it down to Browder. And I believe it's going to be Aiden. Whistle for the reach-in.
On the reach. Yeah, right now, the Tech Boston guys are just a step quicker on both ends of the floor.
Muhammad Ali heads to the bench. Benny Mendez comes in for Latin Academy. Benny Martinez, excuse me. Benny came off the bench last night in the city semifinals and really gave Latin Academy a good spark. Chris Norman getting into the action.
Well, see, Shumpert just didn't close out. You've got to make these Tech Boston players, because they're shooting so well, you've got to make them put the ball on the floor. They have 5 3-pointers already here in the first quarter. Yeah, I'm surprised Latin Academy has not gotten Bozerian involved at all.
Another outlet pass that somehow Browder gets to but isn't able to save. That's going to go back to Latin Academy. In their last matchup, we did see Wogarin for Latin Academy be the one that really got going early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they got to give him a couple of touches in the lane. No push off by Aiden. See, Browder's frustrating Aiden early on with his quickness. I think Aiden may take a break. Yeah, he's gonna. I think Bunker just wants to calm him down, because they're definitely gonna need him. I mean, the way this thing is starting out, 15-point bulge for Tech Boston in black.
Tiano Santos back in for Latin Academy. 15-point lead here for the Bears. Butler inside to Browder. He gets blocked inside by Stupper. 25 seconds left to go in the quarter. Mason Lawson, eyes on the rim. Converts that one somehow.
I tell you, that was a tough shot from the baseline. They need more of that from Lawson, because he's going to have the ball in his hand in most half-court situations.
Bears looking to take the final shot of the quarter. They turn it over. Wogarin comes away with the steal. Lawson with it. See if he can get a shot off. He does. Can't hit it at the buzzer. But Tech Boston coming out firing here in the first quarter. They have a 23-10 lead over Latin Academy. Normally it's going to the rim for the Tech Boston Bears, but in that first quarter, it was the three-point ball that got them going early. 13-point lead for Tech Boston. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on Game of the Week. Welcome back to Madison Park High School for the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. Just before we get going here for the second quarter, our sideline reporter Seth Orensky's got an update for us. Seth, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. At the last time out, was about 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Dan Bugger just was trying to settle his team, recognized this is going to be the one run. Unfortunately, it stretched out to as many as 12 points. His big emphasis right now, they need to extend their defense beyond the three-point line with the way that Tech Boston is shooting to start this game. Guys?
Thanks very much, Seth. We'll see if that opens things up for Tech Boston's driving lanes.
That's exactly what he'll do. I mean, like you said, pick your poison. He's definitely got to challenge three-point shots there. All those 5 are wide open.
Mason Lawson gets fouled on the 3, so he'll get 3 free throws.
Okay, some uncharacteristic defense by mistakes by Tech Boston's fouling three-point shooters twice here in the game so far.
I believe that was Dakari Brown, whistle for the foul. Lawson hits the first.
Again, on the forearm and in the body. Hit him twice.
I'm sorry, that was Elijah Clooney with the foul. As Lawson could not hit the second. Substitution for Latin Academy. Muhammad Ali coming back in. Osasu Wilgarin going to head to the bench.
Yeah, I don't think Wilgarin will be out too long. I mean, they need his length for rebounding.
Lawson misses 2 out of 3 from the line, so still a 12-point lead for Tech Boston. Brown going to work inside. Nunez going after the rebound, but it's Santos who comes up with it for Latin Academy. Tianu trying to go coast to coast. He's fouled on the floor.
Fouls outside.
Looks like it's going to be on Shamar Browder.
It's 2 on Browder. He'll take a break. Barnes will come in.
Lawson inside the paint, gets another one to go off the window.
Lawson's trying to get him back.
Looney with a nice drive that time, gets it to go for Tech Boston.
Exactly what you mentioned, Pat. Once you start closing out on those deep shooters, baseline opens up and your driving lanes open up. Lawson is a big guy with those long arms, is able to, with the tricky dribble, create a lot of contact. So he can give the smaller Tech Boston guards some trouble out front. The question is, can he finish when he gets to the basket, or can he make his jumpers?
And that foul was on Dakari Brown. 5 team fouls now for Tech Boston. Lawson over to Stuppard. Nemo finding a crease.
That's his play. Shumpik goes strong to his right, has a nice long stride, gets him to the rim. Again, he's always going to come back to his right. Usually there's a Tech Boston defender in the baseline to step in, but he's deceivingly quick with that first step.
Stuppard knocks down both free throws, gets it back to a 10-point lead for Tech Boston.
3/4 court pressure now for Latin Academy.
Nunez feeling it right now, can't get that one to go. Stuppard fires up a 3 from the corner, that goes off the back iron. You got to think if you're Latin Academy, you got Shamar Browder on the bench, you're going to want to try to cut into this lead as much as possible.
Exactly. I mean, the goal, Bunker's not going to tell the guys, but I'm sure Bunker's goal is to get this lead down to 6 or 8 points before halftime. That's a travel there. A little slide. Probably look for Aiden to come back in any minute, because hopefully he'll calm down and start making some shots. just tough against this Tech Boston defense because they move their feet so well.
Ten seconds left on the shot clock now for Latin Academy. Lawson again inside the paint. Gets that one to fall.
Lawson, well, he got like 11 points already. But again, he's got to do a better job of getting his teammates involved.
Cuts the Bears' lead down to 8. Here comes Trey Norman. Stopping, popping, couldn't hit that one. Barnes with a nice rebound inside.
A little bit of a tussle. Expect that in the championship game. But like you said, excellent boxing out by Bonds, Keyshawn Bonds. Good job inside.
Tiano Santos whistle for the foul. Latin Academy right now on a 9-2 run. Get them back within 8. Now it's Chris Norman sliding in. Nunez going after the loose ball. And we're going to foul again on the floor. That one's going to be on Santos.
So Nunez just gets his body inside. Whenever he thinks the teammate's shot's going up, he carves out some space under the basket. All right, Butler back in. Now, Butler hit 2 threes earlier in the first quarter.
Kari Brown.
That's a travel, yeah.
Yeah, moved his pivot foot.
Yep. As well as Tech Boston started out the game in the first quarter, they're just making some sort of unforced mistakes.
Ali. Acrobatic shot, no good. Putback, no good. Stufford on the putback, and he's going to get 2 more from the free throw line.
We saw Ali have a really good game last time we saw Latin Academy, and again, he's one of their players who just hasn't touched the ball much here in the game so far. And he kept it alive for something.
Nemo Stufford knocks down the first. Really the only senior that plays a lot for Latin Academy.
What's up, Keith? They're going to use him today because for some reason that strong right-hand drive of his has been effective so far against Ali. Good job.
There you see Mohammed get the putback.
Down to a 5-point game now.
12-2 run for Latin Academy here in the second quarter. Brown to the basket. Can't finish that one off. Lawson comes away with a rebound. Mason Lawson all the way to the rim. And Benny Martinez is going to be whistled for an over-the-back call.
Got a little too excited that time, Lawson, as he just threw up a spinning layup. That's the first time he went to the basket out of control. The atmosphere sometimes can do that to you.
No question. You get a packed house here at Madison City Championship. Third time you're playing this team. You guys have split the season series. Your team hasn't been to the city championship in 22 years.
There's a whole lot in your head, right? It's almost like, what am I most nervous about?
Right. Crowd energy picking up here at Madison. What a drive from Elliott Williams.
Wow. Totally under control.
Stufford, corner 3, way off the mark.
That's the adrenaline flying.
Kari Brown for the carry.
The atmosphere can get to anybody, Pat. I'm telling you, you see it all the time.
Lawson going to work against Williams. Off the crossover. Ali, corner 3, you betcha.
set up totally by Lawson's drive. He held the ball maybe a little too long, but once he got in the lane, he knew Ali would be wide open in that deep corner.
Cuts it back down to a 4-point lead. Chris Norman lost it inside. Here comes Santos. Got it knocked out of bounds. Going to stay with Latin Academy.
The crowd and the noise. Santos didn't know he had Ali right behind him for a possible layup.
Lawson again inside the paint. Can't score off the window. Norman with the rebound. Jumper at the top of the key, no good from Nunez. Bulgarian rips it down for Latin Academy. Ali from the other corner. Airballed that one. Brown with the rebound for Tech Boston. Williams quickly up the floor to Barnes, who gets grabbed inside by Muhammad Ali.
Well, I mean, it took a while, but Tech Boston's finally, Latin Academy's finally settled down. Because Tech Boston, they're going to be pretty consistent. Even with that big start, up to a 15-point lead early, they're going to pretty much do what they always do. But for Latin Academy, it's good that these bench players have been able to not only keep them in the game, but also help them get closer. Watch Ali, he just missed that air ball, but hustle back to defend against the layup.
Go get it. Barnes, this is that free throw.
It's going to be a foul on Norman over the back. Bonus time, so we get 1-on-1.
It's going to be Osasu Bulgarian shooting a 1-on-1 for Latin Academy.
Yeah, the same, we haven't seen many touches offensively for Bulgarian, but Tech Boston, Norman hasn't gotten many touches at all either. So those are two key guys who, for the second half, will be counted on offensively.
Bulgarian knocks down the first. Sasu 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Back to a 3-point lead for Tech Boston. Minute and a half left to go before halftime.
Nice steal by Lawson. Just couldn't control it.
Yeah, couldn't stay with it.
Use those long arms of his.
Norman quickly up the floor. Now it's Nunez going baseline. Gets blocked inside by Bulgarian. Lawson, he gets grabbed inside the paint. See if that's a shooting foul or on the floor. If it's on the floor, it's a 1-on-1. If it's a shooting foul, he's shooting 2. I think that's a shooting foul. Oh, he's shooting 1-on-1.
Yeah, 1-on-1, yeah.
So they called it on the floor, so this will be a 1-on-1 now for Mason Lawson. Cannot hit the first free throw. Bulgarian going after it, but it's Takari Brown who comes away with the rebound for Tech Boston. Under a minute to go here in the second quarter. 3-point lead for the Bears. Norman gets tripped up again. Lawson comes away with it for Latin Academy. Mason with a full head of steam. Somehow flips that up and in. 1-point lead for the Tech Boston Bears.
A steal by Bulgarian.
19-5 run for Latin Academy. Ali off the back iron, no good.
For Nunez. Going to be a reach in on Lawson.
And whistle for the foul.
1-on-1 now for Tech Boston. The up and down action has gotten Latin Academy back in the game. You wouldn't have thought that the quicker pace would actually help Madison Academy, but that's exactly what's happened in the second quarter here.
Nunez shooting a 1-on-1. Hits the first. You know, when we saw Alan Nunez his freshman season, he came off the bench. He played like his hair was on fire, and now he's sort of, you know, still plays very fast and all over the place, but he's more controlled, it seems like, as a senior. As an upperclassman for Tech Boston.
He definitely gets something, makes something happen.
17 seconds left to go before halftime.
Last shot time for Latin Academy.
2-point lead for Tech Boston.
Turn the ball over.
Carry on Lawson, so now the Bears will have a shot at the final shot of the half with a 2-point lead.
Norman will cross over. Yeah, here he is.
Time runs out.
Yeah, lost track of the time.
Here in the second quarter. So the Tech Boston Bears carry a 2-point lead into the half here at the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. And normally we see Tech Boston, it's usually a drive to the paint, fast breaking, but it was the 3-point shot that got them going early. But then all of a sudden, like you mentioned, Down, it was Latin Academy who got out on the break and started going to the rim to climb back into it.
I just wouldn't have thought that the faster pace was going to help Latin Academy. But I'll tell you what, Seth has Danny Bunker. You're not going to see a happier coach down 2 points.
Coach Bunker, the head coach of the Latin Academy Dragons, is with our sideline reporter, Seth Arensky. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by head coach Dan Bunker. Coach, a tale of two different quarters, down 23-8 after one, down 2 after 2. What was the message to your team in between quarters?
Well, Tech Boston goes on runs. They shot really well there in the first quarter, you know, and they didn't shoot as well in the second quarter, so that's a huge difference. But we got to make our free throws. I think they're definitely winning the free throw battle right now.
Mason Lawson has been incredibly aggressive getting to the hoop, and it's opening up shots for himself and for his teammates. How important is his game for you guys to potentially earn the victory?
Yeah, Mason's been good for us all year. He's a competitor, probably the most competitive kid I've ever coached. So, yeah, big games, he steps up even more.
First quarter, they were hitting their threes in the half court. Second quarter, the game became a little bit of a track meet, and it was to your advantage. Can you keep this up, or do you want to make it a little bit of a slower tempo in the second half?
We want to pick and choose our spots. You know, I still think they're a good transition. The transition is the key for them, for stopping them in transition, stopping them from getting second chances.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck in the second half. Guys, take it.
Seth, thanks very much. And Coach Bunker, like you mentioned, for having just a 2-point lead, you can't probably find a happier coach. But, well, you know, like you mentioned, you know, Tech Boston knocked down all those threes in that first quarter. As good as Tech Boston is, you would think they would come back down to earth from that kind of shooting.
That's exactly what happened in the second quarter. And like Danny just said, without saying it, he was surprised that his team was able to keep pace, because Tech Boston was still doing, they were getting steals.
Right.
Problem was they had some unforced turnovers. They traveled a few times. They had some errant passes. And so that each time down, that allowed Lawson in the half court to create something. I think he had like 13 points in the first half. So if he can control things like that and not get bottled up by the guard play defensively of Tech Boston, then Latin Academy can hang with them, because they're not as fast, Latin Academy, but Tech Boston isn't as big. So it will come down to shooting at some point. And Aiden, off to a terrible start, didn't play much at all in the second quarter. So at least he'll be fresh.
That's right. And we've seen him not do much in the first half, then come in the second half for a couple of games this year and really catch fire for Latin Academy. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our halftime stats and some highlights from the first half as well when we come back here at Madison Park High in Roxbury in the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. Make sure you stick around.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry, I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother,
Yes.
you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch.
Till September.
I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs, and that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury for the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. Right now, Tech Boston leads Latin Academy 29-27. We're going to take a look at the halftime stats here from the Matadome. And first up, it is going to be Latin Academy.
Well, Latin Academy, nice comeback in the second quarter, led by Lawson's 13 points, the point guard. Ali hit a big three to go with his 5 points. Rajarin, 7 rebounds, very quiet ones actually. Ali with 4 rebounds. Then in the backcourt, 5 assists between Stumpert and Ali.
And that's going to be Tech Boston.
For Tech Boston, they got off to that crazy start with the 3-point shooting. Brada with 8 points, Nunez 7 rebounds. Brown has 4 and Nunez 3. And assists going, Williams with 7 and Norman with 3 assists. So both teams had their moments.
There's
Mason
Mason
Lawson
some highlights
out.
from him.
Then you see that elbow jumper. Nice drive to the basket. He really mixed up his offense. That one was the one, just a lot of spin on that one. He had a really crazy one. That's it. He threw it up over his head to go in. And then this one was even crazier as he was off balance, let it go, and as long as you get it toward the basket, it has a chance to go in.
So a heck of a first half there from Mason Lawson. He led all scorers with 13 points, but right now it's Latin Academy trailing by 2 to the Tech Boston Bears. And Tech Boston had Shamar Browder in foul trouble. He had 2 fouls. He sat most of the second quarter. He'll be back here, I would think, to start the third quarter, and he'll be getting going again.
He's going to make up for that sitting down, believe me. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He'll be energized. He knows that his team depends on him to get things going.
So Latin Academy starts off the third quarter with the basketball, trailing by 2. Ali unable to hit the 3. And Nunez comes away with a rebound for Tech Boston.
Right off the bat, you see Latin Academy closing out on the 3-point shooters much quicker.
Browder inside, gets it to go.
He uses angles so well, it throws off the big guys who are trying to block the shot.
It's getting to the point with Shamar where if he's just a couple feet from the rim, he's gonna finish it.
He'll find a way to get it up.
He just finds so many different ways to do that. Lawson talking about another guy finishing around the rim.
That's like his 5th sort of foray to the basket.
Lawson comes away with the steal. Tries to get it up to Ali. He can't. He does save it, but it's Nunez who comes away with it. Now for Tech Boston. Inside to Williams, who gets fouled by Wilgarin.
I think this is where Latin Academy has to watch out for this pace getting out of hand a little bit. And that's what Tech Boston wants to do. They want to make it very helter-skelter.
Williams knocks down the first.
One shot, one.
2 for 2 from the line is Williams. Back to a 4-point lead for the Bears. Minute and a half gone by here in the third quarter. Bears currently 6 for 7 from the free throw line. Boston fires a 3 off the back rim. That goes tapped out of bounds by Wilgarin, so it'll go back to the Tech Boston Bears.
A little bit of 3-quarter pressure. By Lawson, had a 2-on-1, but a foul in half court. Okay, Aiden's going to come in early. He's going to take out Wilgarin, so that's going to, Tech Boston's going to try to spread the floor now with their shooters.
Aiden going to the basket. Couldn't convert that one. Couldn't put the miss back in either as Norman comes away with the loose ball.
Aiden's in there to put up shots. Doesn't always have to be three-pointers.
Butler. That one off the back rim. Norman with the offensive rebound. Can't get that one inside. That's going to stay with the Tech Boston Bears.
A couple of the Dragons fighting each other for the rebound, but they like the effort.
First three ball that the Bears have actually missed in this game. It's been unbelievable.
Back to the first quarter, they were like 5 for 5, I guess.
Nunez rattles that one home.
Just to remind us what they can do.
All of a sudden, it's a 7-point lead now for Tech Boston.
I can't remember Nunez ever shooting this well the whole 4 years.
Aiden short on that one. Butler with the rebound. Knocked away by Aiden. Here comes Lawson. Mason Lawson either got hit in the stomach.
Inadvertently got elbowed on after the steal. Might need to come out. Yeah, he's going to come out. Yeah, it was after Aiden had the deflection steal, but when the two players going after it, see if we can see it here. Yeah, it was Browder. See, Browder's forearm is inadvertent.
Yeah, right in the ribs.
Totally inadvertent. Sure, it'll be a short break for Lawson. Aiden having the ball might actually help Latin Academy because he's known as a three-point shooter, but if you come up too close to him, he can go by you.
They get him going to the basket, too. A couple of free throws for him might get him going as well. Cut. That's going to be a goaltend on Norman.
Upon a foul, let's see if the other official calls goaltend.
Okay, that was a good block.
Okay, good block. So just 2 free throws.
So Abdullahi Aiden shooting 2 free throws.
Yeah, the outside official usually calls the goaltender not, but good teamwork.
Aiden cannot hit the first. Usually a very good free throw shooter.
I'll tell you, you can tell he's pumped up. There you go, Aiden. Get the body control.
Knocks down the second. He's now 3 for 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah,
He's got 3 points.
You knew Lawson would be out long. So he had to catch his breath.
6-point lead for Tech Boston. Nunez off the spin move.
Like that from Nunez. That was like a blind spin right to the backboard.
Lawson, Aiden, deep 3. Short on that one.
They've been doing that all year. Better stay with it.
Browder can't finish off the window. Lawson gets bumped near the sideline. That's going to be on Elliott Williams.
That's where the size of Lawson really hurts him because he actually was by the defender. He didn't want that foul. He had an open floor.
That's right. Elliott Williams was upset about the foul. He probably prevented a layup.
It did, most definitely. Good foul from Tech Boston standpoint.
Latin Academy takes a timeout here. 4:07 left to go in the third quarter. Tech Boston stretches their lead back out to 8. And right now, if you're the Latin Academy Dragons, you're kind of hoping for Aiden to kind of get going, at least from the outside.
That's what it is. You see Lawson, driving inside and kicking it out to Aiden's wide open. He's got to hit some of those.
Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can certainly go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. A lot of good stuff up on that site. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. ASC coach Johnny Williams of the Tech Boston Bears looking for his 3rd straight city championship. Meanwhile, Latin Academy, as we mentioned in the open, hasn't been to the city title since 1998, hasn't won the city title since 1993 when Dan Bunker, the head coach, was in 8th grade.
I hope Danny has his yearbook to show them because the players, none of them are born, so
that's right.
They may not even believe him. They might just think he's trying to hype him up.
Some of the players might have said, Coach, you went to Latin Academy too? Ali on the drive. Can't get the layup. Does get the putback.
Those long arms. Use those long arms. Keep the ball up. Good effort by Ali.
Crowder so quick to the rim, but couldn't get that one to finish. Lawson. Santos. Aiden corner three. Couldn't get that one. Ali with the rebound. Martinez can't hit the corner jumper. Trey Norman with the rebound for Tech Boston.
It's just tough when you're missing so many open shots. You start to aim the ball, and they usually come up short.
Chris Norman lost it inside the paint. That's going to be a jump ball that'll go back to the Tech Boston Bears. Substitution for Latin Academy. Numo Stuppard coming back in. Muhammad Ali heads to the bench. Nunez couldn't get the fancy finish. Norman going to work underneath.
So they're challenging everything.
They're going to foul inside. Trey Norman doing all he can.
There's a foul on this one, but the Latin Academy kids are doing a good job trying to challenge any layups inside. This is two. See Norman, good strength inside. As I mentioned earlier, he didn't get many touches in the first quarter, the first half rather. But he does have 6 rebounds already here in the third quarter.
Benny Martinez heads to the bench. Muhammad Ali back in for the Dragons. Butler. He gets tied up inside. They're going to whistle Abdullahi Aiden with the foul.
A reach in. On that zone, Aiden was actually playing under the basket as a help guy. So he stepped up and watch Aiden come to the left of your screen. So he jumped up and made the contact. The Bunkers really switching up his defensive sets.
Butler no good on the first. Benny Martinez coming back in for Latin Academy. Tiano Santos heading to the bench.
Well, it looks like Latin Academy is trying to keep fresh legs in the backcourt. Probably want to go back to that three-quarter court press a little more.
Norman, offensive rebound.
Travel there.
Jump ball is going to go back to Latin Academy.
This is where you saw Lawson in the first half after success going to the basket.
Lawson pulls up for 3 and buries it. They're going to call that a 2. He was stepping on the line.
He stepped in once he pulled up.
So a 2-pointer for Mason Lawson. Cuts it down to 4. 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
He's having a game. He got like 15 down.
Butler, step back 3. You betcha.
That's Aiden's fault. Marcus told us at halftime he's telling the guys to pull up and close out on the 3-pointers.
Butler now with 3 threes. He's got 9 points for the Bears.
Well, watch his 5-second count.
Lawson. Benny Martinez inside to Ali, who couldn't finish. Norman with another rebound for the Bears.
Norman's not scoring much, but he gets 10 rebounds in the game.
Norman going to the rim, count the hoop and the harm for Trey Norman.
Well, he earned that all the way. I mean, he got the rebound defensively, ran the floor, found him on the wing, used that long stride of his to force it up.
Sasu Wolgaren coming back in now for Latin Academy. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, that just shows his strength because he actually was in good position.
Norman completes the three-point play and extends the Bears' lead up to 10.
Yeah. That's what I meant earlier in the quarter when I said the pace Latin Academy had to do a good job. Be careful. Now Browder is on Lawson.
15-7 run for Tech Boston as Mason Lawson gets bumped in the head on his way to the basket.
There you had Lakeem Butler come across late. Watch 15. See, he hit him in the head. He came with just a step late. Aimed a half a step late. Because Browder played it pretty well.
Lawson no good on the first.
Yeah, he got 17 points, Lawson, but he's only, what, 1 for 5 from the free throw line?
That's right. If somebody goes to the basket as much as he does, he's got to knock those down.
He's got to calm down, take a deep breath.
All right, 1 for 6. Minute left to go here in the third quarter. 10-point lead for the Bears. Jakari Brown, corner three. Everybody getting in on the three-point barrage here for Tech Boston.
Monka's got to be a really frustrated coach at this point. The Dragons did a good job in the second quarter closing out, but this third quarter has been a disaster.
Aiden.
And they can't make any of this.
Yeah, the drought continues for Abdullahi Aiden.
13-point game.
Browder inside, Norman, fancy finish.
Nice finish in the baseline, up and under.
10 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Lawson called for the pick to get Browder off him.
15-point lead for Tech Boston. Martinez got to get a shot up, can't get it to go. And the Tech Boston Bears, showing why they're the defending champs, they extend the lead to 15. Once again, knocking it down from three-point land. Trey Norman also getting in on the act. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week, right after these words. Don't go away. Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury as we just are set to go here in the third quarter of the the fourth quarter here in the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. It's the Tech Boston Bears on top of the Latin Academy Dragons, 49-34. And if Latin Academy wants to try to cut back into this game, you got to think they got to start hitting from the outside.
Simple as that. You either make them or miss them. If they keep missing all these open threes, this might really start to become a wide score. But I'll tell you, that third quarter was interesting. We talked about at halftime, we talked about Norman not being much involved offensively, but what he did, he still contributed. He now has 10 rebounds. He scored a couple of baskets near the end of the quarter, but more importantly, he was able to rebound and give Latin Academy just one chance at these open shots, which they were missing.
He's got 8 points and 10 rebounds now for Tech Boston. Yeah, Latin Academy started the third quarter with the ball, so it'll be Tech Boston to start the fourth.
Correct it, so Latin Academy has the ball. I mean, he's on defense now. Any minute now, Latin Academy is going to be forced to go man-to-man because they can't afford to let Tech Boston just kill the clock.
Browder misses another one. Here comes Mason Lawson. Martinez Can't convert. Williams gets it poked away. Martinez up to Santos for the layup.
Back to 13.
Nunez all the way to the rim.
Say, I like how he's just becoming so aggressively offensive the whole game.
Well, you saw when Browder went out, you know, Nunez felt like he had to turn it up offensively. He's now got 14 points. Santos throws up a prayer, can't hit that one. Norman comes away with the rebound. Good swing for the Bears. Williams. A missed three. That's unheard of in this game for Tech Boston.
Just to show they're human.
Ali.
There'll be a block on Browder.
Yeah, he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two.
See, again, Ali trying to go strong to the basket. Right decision because there's shots on falling. Go to the basket. It's like.
Yeah, it might be four personal fouls on Shamar Browder.
But what's interesting about it, Pat, they played so long in the first half without him effectively. I mean, it's hard to say. It may not be a problem if he has to sit down again. But they're sharing the ball so well. Nunez is playing so aggressively offensively. He's still doing the other stuff he does. Still rebounding, still defending.
Santos for three. Eddie Martinez coming up with the steal for Latin Academy. Steps through the defense but can't convert the layup. Ali gets fouled inside by Nunez.
So you gotta like the energy from Latin Academy. I mean, they're putting it all out there. They're swinging at everything. They're throwing the balls, and that time Nunez just jumped a split second late.
Ali hits the first.
Now, for the rest of the game, Latin Academy will be in bonus. They'll be shooting bonus. 7th-team foul on Tech Boston.
Ali 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Okay, 2-2-1 full court pressure now.
12-point lead for the Bears. Martinez with the steal. Santos.
They gotta move the ball. Can't dribble against Browder.
Lawson trying to go behind his back, stolen away by Brown. Bakari Brown gets bumped by Santos.
Yeah, I think Tech Boston figured that out. That Lawson was getting to the basket with that one dribble behind his back. That time, the defender stepped up. Clean steal. Gonna be a foul on Aiden. You got Latin Academy going man to man.
Brown going to work inside.
Yeah, just too big for Aiden. They were trying to get away with having big guy play Browder and help, but you had Mendes just too big for Aiden.
Lawson gets it stripped on the way to the basket. Here comes Elliot Williams. And Coach Williams wants a timeout. Here with 5:28 left to go, 14-point lead for the Tech Boston Bears.
Well, Tech Boston, they're so used to being in control of games at this point. You're talking about 5:28 to go in the game. All right, you're up 14. I think Coach Williams wants to remind them, look, guys, stop looking at the clock. We're the ones that are up. You're playing like we're behind. Right. Let's control the ball. Let's get good shots. Our threes are falling today. So if we run the clock down, somebody's spot up. If you're open, you'll get the ball.
And that game we covered back on January 24th, it was Latin Academy who was trailing in the fourth quarter and made a comeback where they had to score 3 or 4 baskets to then have Lawson hit that three to send it into overtime. So you got to think Coach Williams that's in the back of his head. Like, we don't want to do this again.
Exactly.
Stay in control here in the fourth quarter. Latin Academy was actually down 8 with a minute to go in overtime in that game.
That was a crazy sequence. I mean, Tech Boston had a couple of unforced turnovers, gave up layups, gave up a three-pointer. So, but that was really unusual. That wasn't what Tech Boston usually does.
Yeah, you never see that.
Yeah, so Williams wants that timeout so his guys can calm down, catch your breath. Listen, we're in total control. Let's not lose control. And he has the guys out there who know. You talk about Nunez and Browder mainly, you know, who've been key factors in the back-to-back championships.
Coke steal that time from Santos. Stolen right back from Tech Boston. Brown lost it on the way up. Stolen away by Ali. Ali back down the other end, gets it knocked away. Here comes Browder. Browder inside to Norman. Drake couldn't finish. Brown with the offensive rebound. And we have a jump ball. That's going to stay with the Tech Boston Bears. I'm sorry, let's go back to Latin Academy. Tech Boston.
Oh, there's one over here. Yeah, I got the one here at half court. Well, it's going to be a scramble for this last 5 minutes because that's the only way that Latin Academy can have a chance to get back in the game. They've got to match the physical play of Tech Boston.
Lawson in the basket.
Lawson has got to calm himself right here and make these free throws. And like you said before, he's doing a good job against the basket, but when you draw fouls and can't convert from the free throw line, it doesn't help.
And once again, Lawson misses the first. That was Dakari Brown on that foul.
Yeah, unfortunately, as a young player, it might be in his head right now. He knows he's missed a whole bunch of them. Violation.
Yeah, it was on Benny Martinez. Lawson missed it anyway. Latin Academy with the violation, so that'll go back to Tech Boston. Despite getting to the free throw line, an empty possession there for Latin Academy. Nunez. Well off the mark. Norman can't hit the putback. Aiden trying to come away with the rebound. Another jump ball, and that is going to go back to Tech Boston.
Yeah, the Latin Academy kids, they're going to be so upset with the poor free throws. So actually, Lawson, the rest of the team actually shot those pretty well.
They just called Dakari Brown for an offensive foul, so that's going to go back to Latin Academy here with 4.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Neither team has scored in the last minute and a half.
It's just been a lot of tussling on the floor.
Aiden off the fake. Gets the runner to go. Quickly up to Dakari Brown, who can't muscle that one in. Ali with the rebound. And they whistle Brown for the foul.
Got more free throws. This should actually be double bonus for it's double bonus now for Latin Academy.
So Dragons will be shooting 2 the rest of the way.
Two shots.
10 fouls. 2 fouls. Give me a black. Give me a black. 2 shots.
So Ali will have 2.
Latin Academy. Gotta hit your free throws when you're trailing. Substitution for Tech Boston for Kim Butler, the three-point specialist, coming back in for the Bears. Ali knocks down the second. 11-point lead for Tech Boston midway through the fourth quarter. Another steal for Latin Academy. Mason Lawson's got numbers. Gets it poked away by Norman. Nunez quickly up to Browder. Jamar Browder taking the contact and finishing for the Tech Boston Bears.
He's done it for the past 3 years. See, he sets up Lawson. He knows he's going to get hit. Use the backboard. He knows he's going to get hit, but just use the left hand to put it right in the box.
Browder cannot complete the three-point play. Ali comes away with the rebound for Latin Academy. 13-point lead for the Bears, and now
Norman can call for a foul in the backcourt.
Tech Boston, you don't want to see that
I was just
double bonus.
but that play, that last play, that turnover and the layup by Browder. I mean, at this point, Tech Boston's now, okay, this is the normal thing we do.
That's right.
Double-digit
seen
lead.
this before.
Double-digit lead, 3:43 to go.
Lawson
That'll be relief for Lawson. Finally bury one. Otherwise, he had a good game. He's had the responsibility of running the half-court offense.
Lawson 2 for 2 from the line, back to an 11-point lead for the Tech Boston Bears.
I mean, the toughest thing is I doubt if he'll ever have such a bad free throw shooting game.
Butler can't scoop that one in. Norman can't get the putback. Butler gets the offensive rebound.
Oh, good.
Martinez coming away with the loose ball. We got another tie-up.
Yeah, they are scrapping.
Possession arrows pointing to Latin Academy.
I think Butler actually came in to help with the rebounding with that big body of his. But Norman is still doing work underneath. Having a tough time finishing, but there have been so many held balls.
Right.
The officials
are
losing track.
Yeah, that's going to go back to Latin Academy. That's what they have on the scoreboard.
Now they want to make sure.
Jamal Galloway now at the scores table. Trying to double check.
The officials have just said that it was Tech Boston's ball. So Danny Bunker asked Jamal to check it out. I mean, they've been an inordinate amount of held balls, which makes it tough.
Especially in this quarter. There's probably been 5 or 6 just in the quarter.
Okay, so it does go back to Latin Academy. So Bunker was right.
Lawson pulls up from 3. Short on that one. Norman with another rebound for Tech Boston. Browder back down the other end. Fancy finish doesn't go. Butler gets it ripped away by Santos. Santos tries to feed it inside, but Norman comes away with the steal. There's a no rush to force up a shot. Butler. Norman off the up fake. Chris Norman, heck of a drive.
Off balance, still the nice finish.
Aiden, deep 3. It's been that kind of night for Abdullahi Aiden.
That just shows you how things turn. Last night he was a big hero with the game winning 3, and tonight can't hit one. That's a travel there.
Latin Academy calls a timeout. 1:53 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is a timeout to, first of all, give the Latin Academy defenders a break and catch the breath. Obviously, last chance time. Set up your best three-point shot. You either make it or miss it. You make it, you foul, or jump back into that full court pressure. But it's just, I mean, 44 points. Latin Academy is not used to that.
That's right.
They are a much better scoring team than that. Look over the course of the season for them. I mean, they started out scoring 76 early, 69, 64, 81, 79 again. I mean, they're just not used to this. 81 again.
Their lowest scoring game was against a loss to Boston Latin School back on February 5th. They scored 49 points. And 3 or 4 of their players actually had the flu right before, a couple days before that game. So Coach Bunker kind of chalked it up to that. But other than that, they've gotten to 50 easily in every game this season.
I mean, well, they've never missed this many threes, I'm sure.
That's right.
We've only seen them 3 times this year, but I doubt if they've ever missed this many threes. Probably the defense from Tech Boston, but also, I mean, Lawson's done a good job setting up his teammates to be wide open. But if they don't fall, they don't fall.
Lawson again going to the rim. Are they going to count it?
It's on the floor.
It is on the floor.
But still, it's going to be 2 free throws.
Double bonus again for Mason Lawson.
But watch him. See, the foul's right there. That's before you even get into the shot. He just threw it up here at the whistle.
Got Nemo Stuppard and Osasu Bulgarin there on the bench. And once again, Mason unable to hit the first. Lawson now 3 for 12 from the free throw line. Williams on the other end. Stretches the lead out to 15. Benny Martinez. Ali. Lawson nowhere to go with it, but he stepped on the sideline.
Yeah. You just can't put the ball on the free kick too much against Tech Boston. They all will just surround you.
Ali knocks it away. Stay with the Bears. 15-point lead for Tech Boston. Just over a minute left to go. Lawson trying to come up with a steal. It's another hell ball. That's going to go back to Tech Boston.
Talking about Lawson, I'd say it's one of the few times that the team's leading scorer will not want to see the box score.
That's right.
Final minute. It's going to be a travel. Or time, I'm sorry, timeout.
Yeah, Coach Williams calls a timeout here. 58 seconds left to go.
Well,
barring any type of miracle here, it's Tech Boston that's going to win.
Not today.
3 city titles in a row. I can't remember the last time that's happened.
Well, I'll tell you, it's one of those situations where the program, if you think back to 3 years ago, I still think the program was totally underestimated. So many teams, even in Boston, looked at them and didn't see any size, didn't see really great shooting, but underestimated the system that Johnny Williams plays. Everything is predicated on defense, from the big guys to the smallest guys, and they all, like just right in front of us, they're up 15, and here they are double teaming the ball and forcing Lawson to step out of bounds. Here we go, last minute of the game, up 15, they're doing that. So it's just a mindset that regardless of the score, that we can play the kind of defense that can get us back in the game.
And Williams gets fouled in the backcourt, so he'll be shooting a 1-and-1.
So again, because these games have been played earlier today, both results, more so for Tech Boston, will have a bearing on their seeding for the upcoming state tournament starts next week.
Williams knocks down the first. Good point, too, for Tech Boston because, you know, their overall record right now is 12-8. Solid, very solid record. They used to having a little bit more of a favorable record. So a 12-8 record gets you a home game in the first round, and then after that you're probably going
hitting the road.
But that extra win might give you a second home game, depending on how the rest of the team's seedings shake out.
That was a good thing for Avery to do this, the athletic director for Boston.
Ali. And we're going to foul at half court once again. It's going to be on Benny Martinez.
Oh, a tale of
that was on
different quarters. I mean, basically, Tech Boston won the first, third, and fourth quarters. Latin Academy made their run to come back within, what, 2 in that second quarter. But just relentless pressure on both ends of the floor by Latin Academy, by Tech Boston. What game to win.
Terrence Woolfork now in for the Latin Academy Dragons. Rauter coming up with the steal. Rauter going coast to coast. Couldn't finish it. Nunez. Reverse lane is good for Alan Nunez.
He started it. He got it all started. Now he's going to finish it. He's had
a game.
He really is. I mean, the defense from him is a given. He's always going to do that. But his offense has really been a difference for this game.
Now Aiden hits a three. With about 5 seconds left for the third season in a row. The Tech Boston Bears are the 2020 Boys Boston City champions. Well, another impressive performance here from Tech Boston as they defeat neighborhood rival Latin Academy 63-47. And once they started to get to that double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, even though we saw it against Latin Academy a little bit earlier in the season, you just don't see Tech Boston lose those kind of leads.
I'll tell you, and like I mentioned in the beginning of the third quarter, that pace was really getting helter-skelter.
That's right.
And Tech Boston was just increasing the lead like a point at a time, 2 points at a time, slowly. But surely, in Latin Academy, Bunker actually called a timeout, I think, to remind his players, listen, we don't want to go up and down with them.
Right.
We need to do more of what we did in the second quarter, even though the players felt like the second quarter pace helped them, which it did because Tech Boston started missing a lot of shots.
That's right.
But Johnny Williams just has a mindset in all of his players. Whoever goes in from the first guy to the last guy, you're going to play defense first.
That's right.
And then you're going to be positioned, you're going to rebound, you're going to pass the ball. That's what they do, and that's why they win.
That's why they have 2 state championships and now 3 city championships under their belt over the last couple of years. The Tech Boston Bears are the boys Boston City champions. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have our final stats here from Madison Park High School, along with our Game of the Week MVP and our game-winning coach right after these words. Don't go away.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you. your favorite brother, your other brother.
Yes.
You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Each year, there are more than a dozen significant tropical and winter storms that threaten the East Coast. So chances are there will be more hurricanes and blizzards near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
All right, Monroe, you ready? Monroe. Here we go, the butterfly. Ready? Ooh.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I am an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for the last day of school. Because this may be the last time I'll have lunch.
Till September.
I am a single father of 2 who works 3 part-time jobs. And that's still not enough to put food on the table. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Imagine being fired because of who you love. Imagine being denied medical treatment because of who you marry. Imagine being evicted because of who you are. Millions of Americans don't have to imagine this. They have to live it. Because in 30 states, it's legal to discriminate against LGBT people.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Madison Park High School in Roxbury at the conclusion of the 2020 Boys Boston City Championship. The Tech Boston Bears defeated the Latin Academy Dragons 63-47, and a lot of great performances tonight from Tech Boston. But, you know, when your best player, Shamar Browder, he got in foul trouble early in the second quarter. He had to sit for the rest of the quarter.
So somebody had to pick up the
Somebody
energy.
had to pick up the pace. Who's got more energy than Alan Nunez? What a game from Alan Nunez of Tech Boston. He's a senior. He's got now 3 city championships under his belt to go along with the 2 state titles. He's with our sideline reporter, Seth Orensky, along with the head coach of the Tech Boston Bears, Johnny Williams. So, Seth, take it away.
Joined by our MVP, Alan Nunez, head coach Johnny Williams, and the entire Tech Boston squad. Alan, you guys set the tone early by hitting some threes, and you hit one from almost half court. What were you trying to do, knowing this was a chance to three-peat?
I mean, coming into this game, we knew that everything had to go through us. We're defending city and state champs. Everything got to go through us no matter what. So we just had to keep our heads and keep going.
They were able to cut into the deficit, get it down to 1 at one point in the second quarter, and you came out gunning in the third quarter. What was the message from Coach? What was the message from this group of seniors?
Well, as seniors, we're leaders. Our coach told us, y'all got to keep your heads. They're going to make runs. It's basketball. We just got to keep going. And for my teammates, they never put their head down. They just kept playing.
Finally, BLA had a huge crowd. You guys had a huge crowd. You seemed to feed off of it. How nice is it when you get this many fans coming out for a city game?
It's the energy we love. It's the energy we want. We always want a big crowd to show out. We here. Let's not forget, Tech Boston's here. We here.
We'll bring in Coach. Coach, 3 years ago, you guys were in BLA spot. You were new to the city's title. Now you've won 5 consecutive postseason tournaments. What about this group is so special?
It's a family. It's a family. You can't have an interview. You can't talk about one of us without mentioning the whole collective. It's not a one-person show. It's not about me. It's about us. Like I told them, it has nothing to do with me coaching. It's all about what they want. And they want it. And they want it every year. Every time they lace up, they want it. And that's what you get.
We've talked about it before games a couple times that they haven't quite been playing Tech Boston basketball. Was this as close as you've seen?
We're there about 25%, a little bit more to go. You'll see us in Worcester. Then that's when we're at 100%.
What's the biggest focus for you guys going into the state tournament? What do you need to see a little bit more out of this group?
Just a little more discipline. At times we got a little rattled. But sometimes we're our biggest enemies because we want to play so hard and they want to play perfect that when they make a mistake, sometimes they just fold, and it's okay to make mistakes, right? The only way you learn is through mistakes, right? You're not instantly super intelligent. You have to learn. So they're learning as they play. And the more they play, the smarter and the harder they work. And they believe in one another. I'm glad they believe in me. And they believe in their support system, and this is what you get. This is what you get.
Coach, congrats to the entire Tech Boston family on another city championship.
The Tech Boston Bears becoming a trend for these guys. 3 city titles in a row. And, you know, coming into this season, we knew they graduated a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
They graduated a lot. They're coming off back-to-back city titles, coming off back-to-back state champions. Sustained this for so long. But once again, they're back here in the winner's circle, the city championship. It's just been amazing for this team.
And they're on their way, like you mentioned. You know, they have 8 losses on the season, but a lot of that is, like the coach just said, part of the learning from some of the other players. I mean, Browder and Nunez, especially those two, have been through the whole ride. So obviously Williams depends on them a lot. But the fact is the other players come along at their pace, and just like Williams said, by the time they get into the state tournament, they'll be ready. And you can't, regardless of the fact that they're undersized, you can't deny them.
That's right. The Tech Boston Bears, once again, city champions. We're going to go to the final stats here from Madison Park before we sign off. And first up, it's going to be the Latin Academy Dragons.
The Latin Academy, Lawson ended up with 19 points. Unfortunately for him, terrible game from the free throw line. Ali added 11. With Jaron, 8 rebounds. Ali with 8 rebounds. Ali also had 3 assists, and Snuppet had 3 assists for Latin Academy.
Abdullahi Aid nowhere on that stat sheet.
Yeah,
that's not normal.
They'll be in trouble, exactly. Tech Boston, Nunez, our outstanding player, 16 points. Brada added 12, even though, like you said, he had limited minutes. Norman, 15 big rebounds. And I'll tell you, that the beginning of the fourth quarter, when Norman rebounded and kept Latin Academy just one shot was key. That's how they built their lead. Nunez with 7 rebounds, 10 assists. You had Williams with 10 assists, and Norman added 3 assists from the front court.
Once again, a full team effort there from Tech Boston. Like Coach Williams mentioned, you have a couple of guys who can score, but then you have other guys. Trey Norman is a scorer. We've seen him. He had 21 points last night in the city semifinals, but he knew they needed him to rebound late in this game.
He barely touched the ball in the entire first quarter, but he rebounded.
That's right.
Same thing in the third quarter. He finally started scoring a bit in the fourth quarter.
That's right.
But like you say, you're absolutely right. The players do what's needed for the particular game. And one night it might be scoring, another night it might be rebounding and defense. And as long as the players keep that kind of a mindset, it's tough for an opponent to try to really hone in on 1 or 2 players. And you just can't do that with Tech Boston.
Absolutely. They also had a couple of role players really step up early in this game, too. Made it even more difficult to defend this Tech Boston Bears championship team. Folks, if you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go to our website. Go to www.cityofboston.gov/game-of-the-week. All the games from this 2020 BPS high school basketball season are up there. You can also go to our social media pages. First, you can go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/game-of-the-week Boston. A lot of good stuff up on that site, including which games we're going to be covering in the upcoming state tournament. Finally, you can follow us on Twitter @BostonCityTV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. City championships once again in the books. State tournament coming up next week. As we mentioned, follow our social media pages to see which games we're going to be covering. We got a lot of City League teams in the state tournament once again. But for right now, we're going to say so long here from Madison Park High School. I want to thank our crew before we take off. They did a phenomenal job. They've been here all day here at Madison Park High. I want to thank the athletic department, too, for helping us out with everything that we've needed here this afternoon. Folks, we'll see you next time on Game of the Week. Take care.